My commute is an hour each way in my old yellow Pathfinder, driving from my small town to my warehouse job on Highway 10. It's a quiet road through forests and fields, and I've gotten used to the drive. But lately, something odd has been happening. My daily commute to work was longer than I enjoyed. Every morning and night, I would drive my rattling shitbox for 1 hour, to and from. My yellow Pathfinder would shake, sputter and spit, but she was reliable. I lived in a small town west of the warehouse I called my second home. 90% of the drive lived on Highway 10, a stretch of two-lane purgatory through the midwestern forests and fields of Wisconsin. I'd gotten used to it. I wish I hadn't. After a particularly long day, and what felt like an even longer drive, I passed the billboard I marked for the last 20 minutes home. It sat rotting, tucked in the trees, a remnant of a different time. No ads have marked it in God knows how long, and all I'd ever read was the faded, cracked, stained, empty canvas. That night, when I looked to my right, I looked back for the first time. Written on the board, in something dark red, dripping, wet, fresh. Slow down. My heart had stopped and my stomach had dropped. My fingers tightened on the wheel, like strangling it would change what I saw. I felt myself looking at the speedometer, but I'm not a foolish driver. I was going 60 in a 55, the same speed I've always gone. I slowed down to 55 anyways. The rest of the drive was silent, my music dulled so I could hear myself think. I pulled into my town wondering if it was just a prank, and prayed it was. When I drove past the next day, the board was empty. I chalked it up to a stupid joke, and pushed it out of my head. It was a week later when the next message came. Again, on my right in the wooding of Highway 10, in blood red lettering. Eyes on the road. I swerved as a heavy panic rushed through my chest and head, a billion thoughts crashing into each other in my conscious. I didn't dare ignore the message, even if it was just a stupid joke some teenagers keep pulling. I kept my eyes forward the rest of the ride forward, just grateful that if it was a joke, at least it was a positive message. At least it was a positive message. Another week passed, and I found it strange the board was empty, yet again, the next night. I'd never seen anyone touch that board, let alone paint it, clean it, even look at it. That next message was different. The writing was hurried, sloppy. It was as if someone whipped a brush with every stroke, splattered the canvas like a child. I stayed at 55, my eyes forward until that board came into view. Both hands. I ripped my right hand from its resting spot on my shifter, and postured myself like I was just learning to drive. I thought, what the fuck? Then I saw something right after. Thick, black lines from tires, a rubber river scraped onto the cracked concrete. They veered across both lanes, swerving and skidding until the lines pointed into a crooked oak. There was no car. My ride from work began to feel cursed, like a nightmare showing its face whenever it pleased, no matter my displeasure. I dreaded the ride, and for the first time in years, had questioned staying overnight at work. It was a hard 2 weeks before my next message. I drove like I was going to lose my license now. The instinct to read the right side of the road when I passed the board was a habit now, and that night, it paid off. If you want to call it that. The word brake passed my peripherals like lightning. My body tensed and for some reason, I followed the red writing's warning without a second thought. I slammed my brakes, hard. My SUV screeched as my ass end kicked and swung for a good 5 seconds. When the smoke had cleared, and I snapped out of my daze, I found myself staring at a crooked oak. I stepped out, and behind my car, was that rubber river. I found myself in the road, shaking, yet unable to shake the feeling. Something was here. I got in, and sped off into the night, obeying that board and all it had said. I called off of work for the next 2 days. The thought that board was trying to save me scared me. The thought the board was trying to kill me scared me even more. The thought of was what was watching me, maybe even writing the fucking words. I couldn't stop thinking about those tire marks, and how I retraced them without even thinking about it. I couldn't stop working, and I liked my job. I decided I wouldn't let it stop me. I'm stubborn. When I went back, I questioned another route home. My curiosity got the better of me. I drove like usual. Both hands on the wheel, my eyes vigilant, my foot light. No orders from the Lord's billboard for 10 days. That 11th night, I was gifted another. Turn around. My nerves pinged, and fear took over. I looked ahead to those tire marks, debating its last message to brake. Now? It was late. The swerves passed my driver's side window like a breeze at my pace of 55, and at the end of the trail, smoking and crumpled, was a car. I hit my brakes. Had that board done this to someone else? I got out of my car and started to run to the accident. I didn't make it 2 steps. There, folded around a crooked oak, at the end of a rubber river carved into cracked concrete, was a yellow Pathfinder. Smoke billowed from whatever was left of the engine, a dying hiss leaving its lips. The windshield was smashed from the inside, and jagged knives of glass dripped blood onto the hood. I saw no one in the car. I saw my last message that night. On the hood, at the bottom of the glass, in small, neat cursive. Run, I didn't dare disobey.